Hey guys, what's up? It's Katy and I'm back with another Marvel Contest of Champions video, and today we are going to be going through all of the boss fights for this month's Uncollected, the Trial of Reed Richards. So the first boss that we come across is Ronan, and he has health, champion boost, limited immunity, empowered immunity, mighty charge, long distance relationship, which is, while you're close to the defender, the attacker is going to gain a weakness debuff that'll last 3 seconds. So you're going to be hitting not as hard as what you would like, and then staying away from Ronan makes those weakness debuffs fall off. And he also has enhanced weakening. Now, Ronan is pretty easy. Any champ will really do. This month's Uncollected is actually pretty easy. I was able to clear it with all of my 4 stars, or excuse me, with only 4 stars, but Ronan's pretty easy. Both of his specials are easy to bait out and to dodge. I prefer special 1 over special 2, but overall they're both pretty easy. I decided to bring in OG Thor here, show him a little bit of action since he hasn't had any for a while. What you do want to watch out for here is the mighty charge, because he will go unstoppable and you won't be able to parry him. And also, if you rely on champs that put on debuffs, with the mighty charge, whenever he charges in, he's gonna lose those debuffs. So keep that in mind as you're going through this. We did go through this quite a bit in last month's side event quest. It was either the Doom invasions or the Fantastic invasions. I don't know, they all have kind of run together now. So you should be pretty used to mighty charge by now, but overall Ronan, he's pretty easy. Any champ will work here. You could even bring in a mystic and get the class advantage. So, but yeah, he's not hard. Any champ will really work up against him. So now we're moving on to SheHulk with champion boost, flux dispersal. Now flux dispersal, is each time the defender is struck, they gain a dispersal charge, and that reduces all damage taken, by hits, and the only way to remove those dispersal charges is with a heavy. Now she also has Aegis, so Aegis is SheHulk. She's going to start with 4 indestructible charges, and the only way to remove those is with a heavy. She also has Limber, which means you're going to get about 9 parries, and the first 4 of those are going to be spent removing the Aegis. And she also is immune to bleed, so if you're going to rely on a bleeder like Blade, not going to work out for you so well. Now I did bring in Domino. She does do a lot of damage even without the bleed, so she's always a good one. And even if you bring in the Massacre and Red Hulk synergy, get that Incinerate on with your heavy, it's going to do a ton of damage. Now both SheHulk's specials are also easy to dodge, so once you get through about your 9 parries, you're going to want to bait out those heavies and punish those specials. Luckily, both of her specials are pretty easy to dodge, so nothing to worry about there. This month's Uncollected was pretty simple up until Silver Surfer. He was still pretty easy. Okay, so now we're moving on to CaptainSparklez with champion boost, breakthrough. So basically with breakthrough, she's gonna have a high armor rating, and the only way to reduce that is through hits. So the more hits you do, the more you decrease her armor rating. Now she also has rage, which is everybody's favorite. Enhanced energy attacks, redoubled determination. Now redoubled determination is for each debuff, she's gonna gain attack and power, and bleed, poison, and armor break. Those are gonna count twice. And then she has down but not out, which is when she gains 3 charges when she's knocked down. So the more times you knock her down, the more charges she's going to get, which means she's going to be pushed to binary quicker. You really don't want to get her in binary. And she also has energy sensitive, so she generates 2 additional energy charges when she blocks, when she's struck, or when she activates a special 1. So they basically really wanted her to get to binary. Now, when she is binary, her specials are unblockable, and if she has 20 or more charges, she will be indestructible. Now, I brought in Hood to kind of stagger that, so when I kind of had a feeling I would push her to that indestructible, but luckily with Hood, he can stagger it, and with Rage, you can stagger and nullify the Rage. Plus, CaptainSparklez, she really falters against Mystics, so bringing in a Mystic for that fight is your best option. So now we're moving on to Infinity Man with champion boost, fair is fair. Now with fair is fair, whenever one of the defender's buffs are nullified, the attacker is power locked for 4 seconds. So you're not going to really want to use a Mystic in here. so that you're not power locked at 1 bar of power. Speaking of power, he's also got feats of power. So when he's above 1 bar of power, he's going to gain a fury. When he's above 2 bars of power, he's going to gain a precision. And when he's at 3 bars of power, which don't do that, he's going to gain a cruelty buff. Now, he's also got fury and explosive personality. So you're going to want to bring in an armor break champ here, or someone that can nullify, even though you really don't want to do that. So someone that could stagger would obviously be the better option. Now, I brought in Hype here because not only can he armor break off of his special 2, but you also have some damage over time with the incinerates off his special 1. Now, an important side note that I should mention here, Infinity Man's armor ups that he gets naturally, those don't count towards the explosive personality. So you really don't have to pay attention to that. And luckily, as we all know, Infinity Man likes to be cooperative in throwing those specials. So Hype is also a really great option for this because of his constant power gain. So you'll be able to get to specials pretty quick. Another good option is, of course, the go-to Infinity Man takedown, and yes, that is Corvus, but if you don't have a Corvus, fret not. Vision Arcus is also another really great counter to Infinity Man. He puts that armor break on when you're just standing near him and they stack. Also, Vision Arcus kind of has a constant power gain, which is always beneficial, and also he puts a cold snap debuff on your opponent. So he's another really good option. Also, Venom can armor break, and also he's got True Strike whenever the attacker, or whenever the defender would be below 18% health. So keep that in mind as well. There are a lot of really good counters. If you don't have a maxed out 5-star for this, don't worry, you don't need it. 550s will work just fine in this month's Uncollected. Yes, even for Surfer. So, and we all know that Infinity Man can sometimes be my nemesis. So, but overall, this is not a bad Infinity Man fight. Hype is also great for this too because he has such a long-reaching heavy. I kind of messed up there and wasn't able to get my heavy off in time, so I just decided to bring in Cap and finish him off. Now, Cap also has another long-reaching heavy, so he's another ideal champ for this to use as well. Plus, he has the glancing to help you take some reduced damage. So that's always a really good option as well. But overall, Infinity Man, he's not too hard. Now, also another really good counter to this Infinity Man is Medusa, because she does armor break, and you can also place an armor shatter on them if you get to your special 1. Now, I do kind of mess up later on in this fight, as you'll see here in a little bit. I'm just trying to currently bait out this special 1, but he doesn't want to throw it, so I'm just like, screw it, let's just go in and attack. But Medusa, what you want to do is try to get to that special 3-2 to put on some bleeds. All right, so now we're at Aegon with champion boost, immunity, power shield. So with power shield, you're going to want to throw specials because that's the only way you're going to do damage. Now, you'll still gain power by, doing basic attacks, but the only way to do damage is through specials. He has Juke. Now, Juke kind of works out in your favor because if you finish your 5-hit combo on a light or medium hit, you'll get a passive fury charge up to 10. Now, these furies are lost if you do the same combo twice in a row. So if you end on a light twice in a row, you'll lose your fury. Or also, oh no, wait, that's it. Yeah, sorry. And then he also has Lazarus. So the defender, so you can see the little gray buff under Aegon with a little 5 next to it. So that's the Lazarus. And so he begins the fight with 5 revival charges, which heals him for 20% max health whenever he would be knocked out. So from a knockout blow, he'll go up to 20% health. Now, every 20 hits on your combo meter, you can remove one of those charges, which is great, especially if you bring in champs who do, more than 5 hits off their combo meter, such as like, Domino would be great for this, or someone who does a lot off of their specials. And then also, if you lose your combo, though, he's going to gain a charge. So this is going to be a test of, can you hold your combo? So this kind of is a long fight. Now, the power gain here, works in your favor as well, because you're gonna want to bait out those specials since he's immunity. So he's immune to all debuffs, so you won't be able to parry him. Any damage over time debuffs that you would normally apply, so like hypes, incinerates, that's not gonna work. So basically what I try to do is launch special 2, launch special 3, and cycle between those two specials. Now, both of Aegon's specials are easy to punish, so you don't really have to worry too much about that. Just watch though, because he's gonna gain Furies when you hit him up to 6, I believe. And so the more Furies he has, the harder he's gonna hit even through your block. Now, Hyperion is great for this fight because he gets that power gain, so he gains power super quick, right? And then he also has a regen on him. So if you get kind of in a jam, which I didn't necessarily get in a jam, but that regen with hype really helped me out there towards the end, as, you know, Aegon was hitting harder into my block as I was trying to bait out those heavies and, you know, bait out those specials. And so I've got 2 charges left on here before no more Lazarus, no more revival for you, Aegon. And I'm just trying to bait out these specials, you know, get up to my specials, get my combo meter up. I don't want to get hit. I don't want to lose that combo because that's going to be, let's face it, no bueno, right? So go ahead and launch the special 3, and that takes him down. So now it's going to kick into effect. Oh no, it didn't kick into effect then. That's that 1% bug, I guess, right there. So now I've got to try to, you know, knock him down. It's kind of Lazarus, we've seen it before in 6.2, I believe. So this isn't the first time I've seen it. If you haven't gone into Act 6 yet, this is kind of good preparation for it, that Kabam is kind of sneaking some of those Act 6 nodes into the Uncollected, which is nice. It's kind of like good preparation if you haven't gone into it. So now I have removed all of the Lazarus buffs off of him, so no more revival for Aegon as long as I don't get hit. If I were to get hit, he would gain one of those revival charges, one of those Lazarus charges, and then this would just be like the infinite cycle of, you know, can I knock out Aegon? And so right here what I'm trying to do is bait out this last special because, to be honest, I wasn't totally sure if this special 3 would kill him. I wasn't sure about it, so I wanted to bait out that special so that I wouldn't push him to a special 3. But luckily for me, this special 3 does end up taking Aegon out. So now we're on to Silver Surfer, and I gotta say, this looks awesome. So Silver Surfer has champion boost, personal space. So whenever you are close to Surfer, he's gonna gain a fury buff every 3 seconds, but if you stay away, those furies will fall off. He also has hit me, I dare you. So sassy. So that's when he gains a chitin charge, and at 10 charges, he converts those into an armor up. And then he's got buff duration at 40%, so his buffs are going to last 40% longer. He's got the rich get richer, so whichever champion has more unique buffs, they gain a 9%, or excuse me, they gain 9% of a bar of power. And he also has life cycle. So with life cycle, the defender is, so basically with life cycle, the defender, he's immune to buffs, and he's got this little shield. You can see it there. It's kind of like a little bluish purple shield. It just kind of spun off. The only way to remove that shield is to knock him down. Okay, and then it goes into a cooldown. So the more times you knock him down, the longer that cooldown is. So I think it lasts up to 3.5 seconds is the max for the cooldown. So the more you knock him down with a heavy, with a special, that sort of thing, that's going to remove that shield and be able for you to knock him out. Now, if you would hit him when the shield is still up, like with a knockout blow while that shield is still up, it's going to regen him 10% of his max health. So, but Surfer looks super cool. Both of his specials are pretty easy to dodge. His special 1 over his special 2 is easier, but his special 3 is by far, I think, my favorite out of this game. Like Doom held it when he came out, but this guy's special 3 is pretty awesome. So I brought in Morningstar there, you know, to try to get a special 2 off since he had so many buffs up to do a lot of damage. A lot of your mystics are going to work really well here. You know, ones that can nullify, ones that can stagger. So Sim Supreme would probably just shred this. he would be a really good option for this. Hood, again, with the stagger. Magic, 1 special 3, you're going to take a ton of health off with all those buffs. Plus, with magic, you can get some power control on as well, so keep that in mind when you come in here. Now, hype is obviously a good option for this as well. He's got really good damage, and he gets specials very quickly. So you can get that knockdown, or that life cycle, get Surfer knocked down. And I decided, well, I've had enough fun with hype and Morningstar, so let's bring in the go-to here, the OG Corvus. I was, you know, figuring, well, if worst comes to worst, maybe I can have a glaive charge save me. No. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But overall, this month's Uncollected is pretty easy. A lot of your standard mystics are going to work here. Your high damage dealers, those are going to do well here. You really want to keep his buffs at a minimum, though. So definitely bring in your mystics for Silver Surfer. But as far as the other fights, any champ will really do. Corvus is really good for this as well, because I'm just trying to knock him down, get that life cycle shield down, and then I'm going to try to finish him off with a special. So here we go, knocking him down. And you can see each time that I knock him down, the little cooldown time for that shield gets longer. So you definitely want that to extend, especially when it's something like this. So here we go, the knockout blow, and that is it for this month's Uncollected. So, but overall, I highly enjoyed this. I wish I could have done this on stream today, but it was just a kind of busy day. So, but anyways, guys, let me know in the comments below, have you gone through this month's Uncollected? What did you think of it? Did you go through it with 4 stars, 5 stars? Did you go through it with 2 stars? Let me know in the comments below and let's discuss. As always, guys, thanks so much for watching. If you guys liked what you saw and you want to see more, please remember to like and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter and hit me up in the Discord chat. Thanks, guys. Bye.